Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome you to today's webinar on how we help transform the MSF Middle East website and some of the integrations associated with this amazing project. My name is Rashid Azzam. I am the Digital Marketing Officer here at Vardot. With us today, we have Rasha Ahmad. I'm sure you all know her. She is the Communications Manager at MSF Middle East. We also have Muhammad Razan.
Hello, everyone. Nice meeting you all. I am Razim. I can go by Razim because we have a lot of Mohammeds here in this part of the world. And I am the CEO of Vardot. And yeah, I'm happy to show you around some of the implementations that we have done for MSF Middle East through this presentation.
Perfect. Just a couple of housekeeping items to go over before we start. As Rosa said, we have the chat function. We'll answer as many questions as we can at the Q&A portion of today's presentation. Also, I would like to add that this webinar, as you know, is recorded, and the recording will be made available to everyone next week at Vardot's website. I would like to start with a quick overview of what we do here at Vardot. Basically, since our inception more than 10 years ago, we've been helping influential organizations create an impact by providing enterprise-level digital experience solutions built on the Drupal CMS. This focus gave us leverage to rank among the top Drupal agencies worldwide. Being Drupal experts, we also give back to the open source community. Our Drupal contributions have been downloaded more than 350,000 times. We are a global company with offices in 3 continents. Our team is among the largest Drupal certified teams in one company. We also make sure our clients are satisfied by meeting or even exceeding their expectations. And we have accumulated a global know-how by delivering more than 250 projects globally. Throughout our experience working with enterprise clients, we've developed a deep understanding of the enterprise requirements. As a result, we adopt cutting-edge processes and have international credentials to cater to sophisticated needs. This is a sample of our clients. They are from different verticals and sectors worldwide. I will now turn it over to our speaker, Muhammad Razim, to talk about how we help transform the MSF Middle East's website and some of the integrations associated with this project.
Perfect. Thank you, Rashid. So, yeah, I would like to walk you around some of the features that we've built on the MSF Middle East website. It's currently live at msf-me.org, and it uses Drupal 9 specifically. But first, I want to give you a little bit of a background of the CMS before we upgraded. So the CMS was running an outdated CMS using Drupal 7. As you all know, probably Drupal 7 is now reaching end of life by November 2022. And ultimately, this gives degraded performance, security concerns with Drupal 7 being an outdated CMS because it uses also certain technologies or PHP versions, for instance, that could be or are no longer supported by even the PHP community. There are also issues that were surfaced in terms of the design and user experience of the website before it was upgraded to Drupal 9. And of course, upgrading to Drupal 9 is usually, or 8 or 9 is usually a chance to upgrade and enhance the interface, the look and feel of the website, as the upgrade it's usually a project that is going to be is going to require building a new platform and then migrating the content from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9. So we took this as a chance throughout the project, which I will show you in a bit, to upgrade the design and user experience. The older CMS also had a little bit of a dated or limited editorial tools, which limited the editors to create, for instance, landing pages, impactful pages using the system. it had a little bit of reliance, not actually a little bit, it had heavy reliance on developers to manage and edit content. So for instance, editors would always ask us to do certain changes because the CMS was a little bit built in a way that is not easy to understand for communication officers that would want to edit the website easily. It also had some limited SEO tools, and specifically the MSF Middle East website also had reliance on a custom code application for the donations for fundraising. So with these issues that we have identified, of course, it didn't come as a surprise to us because we have been working with MSF Middle East since 2018. And since 2018, we've worked on, it was the beginning of our support and maintenance for the Drupal 7 website. We inherited this website, so we basically worked off of it, and we conducted a full site audit to identify the issues of improvements and the critical updates and the critical enhancements that we need to do on the system. By 2019, we had a lot of the enhancements updated on the Drupal 7 platform, and we also migrated the platform to another hosting that is also PCI compliant, ISO 27001 compliant, because the system did include a custom donation management or a custom donation application that would capture the payment information. So this by itself requires certain security standards. So we've migrated the platform hosting by 2022. And by 2021, we've identified the need to upgrade to Drupal 9 as Drupal 7 is reaching end of life by end of this year. So we embarked on this project to upgrade it to Drupal 9 directly. There was no Drupal 8 in the middle. It was just a quick update from 7 to 9. As you probably already know, Drupal 8 and 9 are a little bit similar, and Drupal 10 will be also similar to Drupal 9, and so on, as it is just a matter of now updating and removing deprecations. And of course, when we decided to upgrade from Drupal 7 to 9, we took that chance to enhance the design, the user experience of the platform, according to the branding guidelines of MSF. And we continue to provide ongoing support, maintenance, and updates and growth to the platform on daily basis. But today we will be focusing on the nice features and the capabilities that Drupal 9 would bring to MSF Middle East website and any website that could use a similar platform. So there are 7 points specifically that I would like to highlight. And those points enabled MSF Middle East to continue to make an impact and have an upgraded digital presence using the new platform. Redesigning the platform was one of the most prominent ones and the most visible one to the end users and the website visitors. So we have implemented a flexible design system. It uses Bootstrap front-end framework, uses Bootstrap 4 and can easily be upgraded to Bootstrap 5. And it also implemented tools, which I will show you in a little bit, that allows editors to customize the components easily through the layout builder components and utilizing the new design systems that we've built for MSF. Secondly, the upgrade to Drupal 9 by itself brought countless CMS and technology benefits and improvements. Those benefits, they range from improved performance, as Drupal 9 now uses a more standard and structured and optimized architecture, and it uses Symfony PHP framework, so there's a lot of performance edits. It brings very beneficial internationalization and multilingual tools. We will talk about it in a little bit, but with Drupal 9, the nice thing about internationalization is that you no longer need to rely on contributed and custom integrations and custom modules like it was in Drupal 7. And of course, it brought modern authoring experience, We can now plan for decoupled implementations and potentially have an API where we can also curate the content through different platforms or applications, or even integrations between several other websites. Could be within the MSF network of websites or any other website that could be beneficial. One of those, for instance, is the jobs integration and events, where we just pull in feeds from the available carriers through the easy tools available in Drupal 9, where we can synchronize content and syndicate it through APIs. It also brought improved media management. Media management in Drupal 9 is very powerful and allows to reuse existing media and existing images instead of duplicating images every time you upload a new an image, or if you want to use, for instance, if you want to launch a new article or a story, that you can just reuse the existing images from the library available. Of course, media management is not only for images, it also goes for videos and external videos or videos hosted on the platform itself. So there's a lot of improvements with this. One of the nice improvements that we would also want to highlight in this session is the introduction of the layout builder tools. Layout builder capability in Drupal 9 allows editors to create and edit complex pages using drag and drop tools without the need for developers. And this it's a really cool feature, and it brings powerful capabilities with a lot of possibilities. And we're really excited about that. Of course, if you have any question, hopefully we'll get to answer all of your questions, but we'll show you in real time how those layout builder tools work. Furthermore to that, more editorial tools that we believe are beneficial for editors. For instance, a dashboard that just makes the content editing and brings relevant information to editors when they log in. We've also moved away from the custom PHP donation platform that was built, and we integrated it within Drupal. So now we have a native Drupal donation system, and that system allows, it's basically built using Drupal Commerce, which is a very powerful suite of tools to expand and build donation systems. Those donations are now all available from within the Drupal platform itself. There you can create roles. For instance, we have fundraising role where they get access to the donation tools only, and they can download reports and see all the orders or donations done within the CMS itself. More of that, of course, there are the editorial tools, SEO enhancements that would ensure that the content created on the platform is always implements the best practices, search engine optimizations. And more of that, we'd also want to highlight the importance of performance and security. Drupal 9 also packages a lot of security improvements. And with that, the compliance of having a platform having donations on it, we understand some other websites might need to or might choose to have the donation platform be a separate platform. But if you choose to have the donation platform be within the Drupal site itself, security is of utmost importance. And lastly, of course, as we continue to maintain and improve and support the platform, we integrated a lot of tools to improve, to monitor the performance, the errors that happening. So we have 24/7 proactive monitoring, utilizing tools to that alerts us if there's any issue that we identify on the platform. Now, with this summary of those 7 items, I want to show you more about the Drupal 9 features that we have implemented, but I want to tell you how we implemented that in a very little time. It was as little as 2 months. We have, of course, the design phase took some time until it was approved, and we had the visuals of the new website finalized. But then when the visuals and the designs and design mockups and design system was finalized, it took us as little as 2 months to move away from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9, implementing all those features. And this was made possible by obviously using Drupal, but One of the challenges that we had using Drupal, whether for MSF or any other customer that we work with, is that Drupal is vast. It brings a rich array of options. You know, right now Drupal has more than 48,000 modules, roughly 3,000 themes, countless user experience improvements and integrations and features. So throughout the years when we build websites, we have, there's always the issue of selecting the right component or the right module or the right user experience improvement, whether it is editorial or it is for the end user or the website visitor. It will require a lot of time and effort and analysis. And because of that, the concept of Drupal distributions came into place. So yeah, Drupal distributions, I'm sure MSF already has its own distribution. We've seen a lot of MSF websites that use a specific distribution or specific amount of modules or number of modules to build the MSF websites. And you probably are not new to this concept. Distributions can be made into full feature distributions, such as, you know, a commerce or a government or an education platform, or they could be starter kits. Starter kits can be used for any website, and this is where we have built a starter kit distribution called Varbase. It's open source, so anybody can use it, but we selected this distribution to build the MSF Middle East website using Varbase. So to give you some kind of a comparison, there are three famous contributions. So there's the option of going with the Drupal vanilla, and there's the option of going with, for instance, Acquia Lightning, which is now called Acquia CMS, and the option that we've chosen for MSF Middle East, which is Varbase. So all these distributions, they use Drupal, but they add more features to it to make it more, you know, readier to launch websites with kind of an opinionated set of features of what should be provided out of the box for editors and for website admins and developers and so on. So as a quick comparison, if you look at Drupal vanilla, when you install it, for instance, it doesn't include, I'm gonna try to pull the laser over here, the laser pointer. So for instance, in the Drupal vanilla, you will find that cloning content is not a capability that comes with Drupal by default. Forced revisioning, so you force revisions, have a forms builder, for instance, internal linking between articles in an easy to use tools. They all do not come ready with Drupal vanilla. They also do not come ready with Acquia Lightning, but throughout the websites that we've built, we have already packaged that in Varbase. So this allowed us to cater those requirements in out of the box. So we did not build those requirements every time for every website we do. No, instead those come out of the box and we just curate it and make it available for editors to use. The next would be, for instance, the layout management tools. Layout management, which is the layout builder. I'm going to show you in a little bit. There are a lot of features that, for instance, Drupal vanilla does not come with it. So defining a landing page with visual layout builder, default components for layout, and also revisions, for instance, on layouts. They do not come on Drupal vanilla, but they come, some of them come on Drupal, on Acquia Lightning, and some on Varbase. And so on. I'm not going to go through all the features, just to give you a little bit of an idea about the different category of capabilities that Drupal sometimes do not bring out of the box. It is, of course, available through some modules that or plugins that you need to bring and enable on the platform. But again, the idea here is that those come readily available in a distribution such as Varbase. And this allowed us to launch the platform very quickly. And in no time, we were able to launch a powerful platform with a lot of tools, whether it's layout builder or media management or even accessibility, performance optimizations, security, users management as well, or API management. So I want to show you now some of the videos or some of the capabilities on the platform. I want to mention that those were pre-recorded videos on a staging environment. So this is not the live website, obviously, because these are, we don't want to edit on the live website. So this is just using a copy of the production website. It's a staging website just to show you the capabilities of it. First, I want to show you how the easy editorial dashboard is for users who would, or for editors once they log in. So this is the current MSF Middle East website. For editors, they would go to the login page, and as a user, the editor is called Vardot. I would log in, check the CAPTCHA, and then hit login. As soon as I log in, I'm presented with a nice dashboard that would just, it also is integrated with Google Analytics, so it's bringing the top page views, for instance, in the last 30 days. It shows the different type of content or kind of content that I can create, so I can instantly create. It also gives me a site overview by content type, number of items that we have, for instance, job posts, landing pages, hero sliders. Over here on the right side, you can also see that the top pages, those are visited and they are taken from Google Analytics, the top sources coming from Google Analytics, and the most recent content created. So this dashboard just gives its customizable dashboard. It allows editors to act on functions. It depends on the editor and what they want or the role. They can easily customize the dashboard and have different tools to perform their job quicker. The next feature I want to show you is editing pages with Layout Builder. Now, Layout Builder, as I mentioned, it's if you look at, for instance, the home page, it's built using Layout Builder. It has various components. There are, several blocks, sections on the website, on the home page. If I click on tasks above, you'll see that there's the layout button, and this is where editors can see how the page is comprised and how it is composed from different components. This is the edit mode for layout. And we want to edit this particular section number 3, which is the international activity. Once I click edit, you'll notice that there are different container types. I want to change the background. So we can just remove the existing image and then add a different image from the library of images available on the platform. For now, we're going to choose this image and then insert. There's other options, but for now I'll just update it, and you'll see that the image instantly gave you the preview how it looks like. I think it's a little bit positioned in a wrong way, so I'm going to fix the position right now and then click update, and now you'll see that the image is now centered and looks nice. We also want to change the width of the content, so I'm going to make it boxed and then choose narrow and hit update. So now you can see that the block now is narrower, and once we're happy with how it looks, I will go up and I will save the changes, but first I want to make it as a draft because I don't want everyone on the web, all visitors, to see it. So I want to keep my edit as a draft edit. Now, as I can see how it looks, if I'm happy with it, I can simply also check it on mobile. So for instance, if you want to check it on a mobile screen on iPhone XS, and we look at it, it looks fine, the image looks good, and if I'm happy with it, I'm just going to click on tasks and then in one click hit publish, and then now everyone who opens the home page would see this content being appearing as I have edited. It's a really powerful feature. There's a lot of settings in it. Of course, we cannot cover all the settings, but I just wanted to give you a taste of how you can easily do these edits. Of course, sometimes we're not happy with edits, so all the changes that we do on content is logged via revisions. So if I click on tasks and then show revisions, you'll see a history of all edits done on this homepage. And I'm going to click on view all revisions to see the list of edits, and I want to revert my edit. So I'm going to go back to the edit that was done on October 2021 and hit revert. It will ask me to confirm. I'll click revert, And now if I go to view again, and you'll see that the home page just reverted to the previous edit. And yeah, this is how you can do all the edits using Layout Builder and revert them if you'd like, or see the revisions that were edited by different users on the platform. Next, I want to show you the donations using Drupal Commerce. So when we built the donation platform on the website, you'll see that it has a nice landing page that you can choose a different amount, or you can choose a custom amount, for instance. And then when you hit next, it is basically a Drupal Commerce purchasing experience. So I'm presented with the personal information next, and then it will take me to the credit card details. Now, if you go to orders, you'll see that all the orders that were done on the platform can appear inside from the platform itself. So we have the date, we have, of course, we've blurred the private information, but you can get a sense of how all the donors and the orders made can be seen here. If you want to check a particular donation, we can see the customer information, the billing, and the payment gateway integration. Of course, with Drupal Commerce, we can integrate with external services. But for MSF Middle East, we've also integrated an easy tool that allows them to see in an easy report where they can also filter by specific names in real time inside of Drupal itself, or they can also export to Excel. And we have done similar implementations where such a system would be integrated with Salesforce, for instance. And I also want to mention that the donation system is also built on Layout Builder. So this page, I'm going to edit the layout for it now. If we want to add any new block or a section above the steps, so I'm going to add a section here and then choose this section to be one column for now. And I want to make it boxed, so it's a little bit, the width is narrower than the full screen, and then I'm going to add a block. You can choose any of the existing blocks available for you on the platform. For now, I'm just going to choose the support our work block and then add. You can see that the block now appears. It seems like the title is duplicated, so I'm just going to uncheck the display title. And then we have the block here. It's a little bit not aligned, so it's aligned to the left. I'm going to go to Style and then hit Blocks Alignment and then align it center and click Update. And now we have it in a center mode, and we can just save the layout. I will make my edit published. So now we have our new content appearing on the donation landing page in a very easy way using the Layout Builder. Now for translations, obviously, the current platform runs on 2 languages, English and Arabic for MSF Middle East. So landing pages can also be easily translatable, and content can easily be translatable. Similar to Layout Builder, I can click on tasks where then I can choose translate instead of layout. So in the translate would give me the status of the current page. So it's in English, but there's also an Arabic version. If I click on view all translations, we'll see a list of all the available languages in the platform and if this page is translated or not. I'm going to click on the page itself, and now you can see that this is the Arabic page. Arabic is right to left, so everything is kind of flipped horizontally. But the edit that I just made on the English website is not there. If I want to create it, I can also go to the Layout Builder in the Arabic language, and similarly, I can add any block, section, or heading and just edit it in a similar format as I have done on the English version. Also want to show you a nice feature that we've created, which is the breaking news and announcements. So for MSF Middle East, we wanted to create some kind of an area we want to communicate urgent news or urgent announcements. So I'm just going to go and search for breaking news. From here, I'm going to click on this. This is basically adding new content of type breaking news, similar to going to content, add content, and then breaking news. But the go-to feature is a very nice and easy way to access content quickly. So we'll create a breaking news now. I'm just going to enter the admin title and then enter a description. And since it's breaking news, I'm going to publish it directly. Since it's a breaking news, we also want to set the unpublish on, because breaking news is timely. Announcements are timely. So I'm going to choose the time for this to be unpublished at 6 p.m. today. So I'm just going to choose any second for now, 6 p.m. and then hit save. This will make the breaking news get unpublished automatically at 6 p.m. Now the news has been created. If I go to the home page, you will notice that now there's a block over here on the home page that just shows the breaking news or the announcement for all users. Users can click X or close it. They can open it again by clicking on the information icon. And yeah, it's a nice little feature, but of vital importance, really important and usable to communicate timely information. If I want to translate it, I can also go to content and then translate. You'll notice here that there's no translation for Arabic, so I can click add translation and then just change the description to the Arabic description. I'm going to keep the title as is for now because it's an admin title. The unpublished is still the same. It's synchronized, so I'm just going to click save for now. And then going to the home page on the Arabic website, we will see that our news is also available as a breaking news on the home page of the Arabic website. Additionally, one of them, very useful features that we have integrated also is the cloning feature. Cloning content is something that is, sometimes you spend a lot of time creating a page on Layout Builder or using paragraphs or whatever feature or editorial tools. So for instance, if we go to support our work page, this is the page. You see there's a lot of blocks. Obviously, whoever created this page spent a lot of time perfecting it in this format. So I want to just use it. So I'm going to click on clone. I'm prompted to a page that would ask me whether I also want to clone the references. I'm going to keep it as is for now. So I'm going to click clone. And yeah, in just one click, we have a new page that looks exactly as the previous page. Of course, without the left sidebar, because this page is no longer in the same menu. So the sidebar is not appearing. The support our page is in the menu, but this page that I just cloned is not in the menu. So if I click on tasks, and then I can edit the layout of this newly cloned page and change it. Maybe we want to rearrange things a little bit, or maybe I want to, make this smaller. So I'm going to make it, the left bar is 25 and then 75% to the right side, and then hit update. So just change the proportions. I'm also gonna drag this and move it up. It looks like it didn't drag. Let me try again. All right, now it works. And since this section is empty, I'm just gonna delete it. And yeah, we can, it's a clone of our page, so we can do whatever we want. I'm just gonna add a new block now and choose from the existing blocks that we have. I'm going to choose the keep in touch block, hit add block. All right, it looks a little bit narrow here, so I'm going to move it to the right side. And I will keep my edit as draft. I'm not going to publish, and hit save layout. So now you can see all the edits that we've done. Of course, you can edit again and change until you're happy with the edit, but the point is it was cloned from a previously created page. So For now, I'm going to change also the title by clicking edit and then just remove the cloned that was automatically added. And also for now, I'm just going to name it back our work and change this to published and then hit save. So now we've created a page that was cloned from an existing page. And yeah, you can see how easy it was done through the cloning feature. You probably already have seen the web forms in some Drupal platforms. So I want to show you the Drupal 9 web forms features. Once I'm logged in, I can go to the main menu or the admin menu and hit web forms and then forms. From here, you can see all the forms created. Forms are useful to capture any kind of results. So for instance, we have volunteering form. You can click on build to see the information that's been created or the fields that were added. And of course, web forms is also multilingual, so it can easily be created as multilingual web forms. You can edit any component and change the title and then translate it later on to change it from first name to something else, depending on your languages. Going to results, it would give you an overview of all the submissions and results that people have done, which, depending on the fields that are available. This is the volunteering form, so all the information over here. You can also download in a downloadable format. So for instance, JSON or delimited text, which is a CSV that works with Excel. And yeah, forms are very powerful on Drupal 9. You can build any form that you with any component. There's also a nice feature for templates where you can use existing templates and just create new forms from existing templates. So for instance, there's a request a medical appointment template that it looks like this. You can just select it to create a new form. You can change its title. I'm going to keep it as is and hit save. So now we have a form that was created from a template. You can edit and change its information as you would like. And this is how the form looks like on the front end. All right, couple of last features I want to show you. One feature that is important for security is the admin audit trail. Now, for those of you who already have used Drupal, you know that Drupal does not have an admin trail that logs every single edit that was done on the system. So with the admin audit trail module that we have used on Varbase and for MSF Middle East, you'll notice that every edit, whether a translation for the breaking news has been created from which IP, on what time, or a workflow transition, layout edits, any edit is logged. Even login and logout attempts are also logged. And this is important for security reasons because it shows, in Drupal, if you delete content, you no longer have any revisions of who created or who deleted that content. So with the admin audit trails, all these events are logged for security reasons, and you're able to see who did what. Lastly, I want to talk to you about the experience for editing any articles and some of the search engine optimization done. So if we take this article, and this is an article that was created recently, as you can see, it has some text and images inside it, and I can go to tasks again and then edit content. This article does not implement Layout Builder, so if I edit it from here, you'll notice a message, one of the important editorial features, that the content is locked so that another editor cannot edit my article at the same time I'm editing. We integrated a nice SEO-friendly title length indicator, so it gives you a title length indicator. Right now we're looking at the body, and there are also the media, for instance, as we're using Drupal layout library. I'm just gonna show you now how you can choose existing images. So all the images that were uploaded or created You can switch to see them in table format or in grid format. You can search. So for instance, I can search for Iraq for now and look at all the images that are Iraq related. And I'm going to choose this one right now and insert. For SEO, we also want to ensure that the title text, the alternative text and the title can be filled in. And you'll notice here that editing will edit all the existing areas where this image is used. So because it's using a digital asset management platform, and this is important. Some other SEO tools, meta tags, there's a lot of meta tags that come ready and properly integrated with tokens and templates. You can override them, but these will automatically get generated when you create the content. XML sitemap also is important to communicate all the pages to search engines. URL redirects also, if you want to do any edits on content and there are URL redirects. I want to show you actually the URL redirects. So this is a great feature where, for instance, if we change the title and just for now, I'm just going to add test. All right. And by going all the way down to the URL alias, you'll notice that it will automatically get generated. So I'm going to keep it published and hit save. Now the URL will change to include the new word that I added to the title, which is test. So going back to the URL here, you'll see that test has been created. Now also a URL redirect has automatically been created so that the links to the older article now also redirect to the newer one. Now these enhance, make sure that there are no broken links and they are effortless to editors. I know that we are almost running out of time. There's a lot of features in the platform that we can talk about. If you have any questions, hopefully we can get in the last 10 minutes to talk about or answer your questions. I wanted to show you the new capabilities for translations for multilingual management mainly. Those multilingual management tools have not been implemented yet on MSF Middle East website. These are for workflow of multilingual content. So the current website is multilingual ready and there are translation tools, but there's some extra capabilities that we can work in the growth phase. So once we go live with the website, it doesn't mean that we're done with the features and the implementation of all the capabilities. There are continuous features that we can deliver, and one of those features is the translation workflow management. So I want to give you an example of, for instance, our website visitor is Jane, website editor is Jane, and Jane manages a website with 3 languages, and she wants to easily collaborate with translators. So if you're dealing with a third-party translator, Jane, she herself, she's not, maybe she speaks English only, and she's not a Spanish speaker or Arabic speaker, but she wants to collaborate with external translators to manage and communicate and translate the content for her, where she will manage the website. So the workflow would go that Jane creates the content and adds the content to the CMS, and the content is created in English. She requests a translation job. The translation job now is reviewed, and then she can choose a translation provider. Translation providers can be automated services such as machine translation, like Google, Microsoft, DeepL. They can also be translation services for manual translators, like Django, Aclaro, or Global Link. They can also be a file exchange where she can just export the content and then sends it in a file as XLIF or HTML, and then the other person or the translator would translate them and send her back. There are translation tools that read those files like SDL and PO Editor. And it could be also a CMS user. So it could be another user on the CMS that has that translation skill, understands Spanish. Once the translation is implemented, she would receive the translation in the CMS, and then she would review the translation and then publishes it. As we're running out of time, I want to show you those last videos of how that would work. It's not on the MSF website, but this is on, for instance, another website that uses the same system. If I click on translate for an English page, you'll see that we only have it available in English. So if I want to create a Spanish or Arabic translation, I can simply check the Spanish translation and then click request translation. Now I am prompted with this translation request page. It also gives me the number of words. It gives so that, you know, some translators, they charge by the number of words. And it also suggests, you know, if there are taxonomy terms or tags or users that are linked to this content, it also suggests if I want to choose those. For now, I'm going to skip that. And I'm going to also choose the provider. So there are automated providers like Google that you can just work with. There's also the option for a Drupal user. For instance, I'm going to assign this for, you know, Jose, and Jose is the translator for Spanish. If I switch the language to Arabic, for instance, then I might get another user, Hassan. Hassan is the Arabic expert. So you can assign different users, different translation skills. You can also choose the file exchange, which, as I mentioned, you can just download that file and then export it, send it to the provider where they can then send you back and then you import. For now, for the sake of the demo, I'm going to use Google and then submit to provider. Now the content has been sent to Google and then it went back. This video has not been sped up. So this is in real time. Google is very fast. So they just gave the content directly. I can click in review and you'll see that now there's a side-by-side translation view where you can see the original source language in English and the translated version in Spanish. And you, of course, you can edit. It's an you can edit the translated content. Even meta tags have been translated, categories, tags. And you can choose to accept certain translations and save later and come back and edit if you want to save it later, or if everything is good for now, you can click as save as completed. But you know, you can edit here, so I'm going to remove an extra space, for instance, and then hit save as completed. And now you got your content created by an external service translation that we used as Google. If I click on the page itself, you will see that the content that we had originally in English, it's now available in Spanish. All right. So you can also request multiple items in a single translation job. So for instance, instead of one article, you can request multiple articles. But for the sake of the time being, as we are nearing the end of our session, I just want to show you the last video, which talks about how the dashboard for translation management gives you an overview of what content you have on your website and whether it is translated or not. So for instance, we have a news item, a resource, a blog, or a case study, and the home icon is for the language, the source language. You can filter to, for instance, if we look at news only. And this gives you an overview of all the content, whether it's translated or not. You can also change for not only for content, for instance, custom blocks or taxonomy terms can also be managed through the same translation workflow. So all these tags, whether they are translated or not, even the interface translation inside of Drupal itself can also give you an overview about that. For instance, page title, help, main navigation, and you'd see that the green tick is it is translated, the X is not translated, and the home icon is something that it's the source language. Yeah, well, you have a legend of everything here. And with that, the benefits of translation management workflow, as you've seen, it provides you a holistic view of the site's content translation. You get also to use the flag outdated translation. This is a good feature for multilingual websites where if the source language has been updated, you can flag all the translations as outdated. And lastly, you can also set up automated continuous jobs. So every time you create a new news item, it would automatically create a job to request a translation for that. Have you seen, as you have seen in the previous video, this is the translation workflow. You can see that it just gives you an overview of if the translation is outdated, is it not translated, or is it in progress, and the original translation. You get also to see or to use the flag the other translations as outdated if you edited an existing content, and this will update the dashboard for the editor to see that, oh, there is some new content that I need to request a new translation for. And lastly, setting up automated continuous translation jobs. So this is a nice feature where you can create a continuous job every time a new article or a story has been created. It would automatically send it whether to a real translator service or Google Translate, for instance, where you can then have it as unpublished, review it, and then publish it. Of course, for the sake of, I understand maybe for MSF, most likely you will be using external translators as human translation services, or a user in the platform where they can get those translation jobs and create the translations and then send it back. And yeah, with that, thank you very much for being with me through this session, and happy to take any of your questions.
No, thank you.